The interesting Gemara in Masechtas Brachas, Daf Zayin. The Gemara says, Amar Rabbi Yochanan Meshum Rabbi Yosi. Rabbi Yochanan said in the name of Rabbi Yosi, Minayin Shakadosh Baruch Hu Mispal. How do we know that the Eibishter davens? Shenemar, as the pasuk says. So what's the raya? What's the proof that the Eibishter davens? Because the pasuk says, Vavi Yosim El Harkachi V'Simachtim Beveis Tfilasi. Hashem says, I will bring them, the Yidden, El Harkachi, to my holy mountain, V'Simachtim, and I will gladden them, I'll make them happy, Beveis Tfilasi, in the house of my tefillah. Beis Tfilasi, what does that mean? Tfilasam le'nemar, it doesn't say, V'Simachtim, I'll make them happy, Beveis Tfilasam, in the house where they daven. No, El Tfilasi. Mekan, from here is a raya, Shakadosh Baruch Hu Mispal, the Eibishter davens. Acting Gemara my Masli, what is the Eibishter daven for? Amar Rav Zutra Bar Tevia, Amar Rav. Rav Zutra Bar Tevia said in the name of Rav, the Eibishter says like this, Yiratzen Milafonai. No, we say Yiratzen Milafonecha. Hashem says Yiratzen Milafonai. May it be my will, Sheyichbeshu Rachami Eskasi, that my Rachamim should dominate over my anger. V'yagoylu rachamai al midoisai, and my rachamim should roll over my midas hadin. Ve'esnai gimbanai, and I should behave towards my children b'midas rachamim, with mercy. Ve'akonis lahem, and I should act with them with nim mishudas hadin. So, what does this mean? What does it mean the Eibishter is davening? And if that's what the Eibishter wants, why doesn't he do it? And who is he davening to? He's davening to himself. In general, we have a rule, Dibra Torah B'Lashon B'nei Adam, right? So the Torah speaks in human terms, even though we have to have the brains, we have to have the intelligence to be able to look beyond those physical terms and realize that there are spiritual concepts that are being discussed over here. For example, right, when it says
Yado HaKetzara.
Yado, very good, Hashem's hand. So does Hashem have a hand? No, of course not, but Yad, what is the idea of a Yad? What is the spiritual concept of a hand? Is the idea of giving or taking. So we're talking about that spiritual concept. We talk about Einei Hashem al Yireya, right? Hashem's eyes. Hashem has eyes? No. Maybe he needs glasses also sometimes. But obviously no. What is an eye? An eye represents the idea of awareness. So Einei Hashem means Hashem's awareness. So here also, okay, so let's strip it away of the gospel. So when we say Hashem is davening, obviously Hashem doesn't have a mouth and Hashem isn't speaking and he isn't saying physical words, all good and fine. But even when we strip away every single material part over here and we get to the very core, what is the very core of davening? The core of davening is, there's something I don't have. And there's someone else who can help me, and I turn to that entity and ask him for help. That's the core, the spiritual core of the davening. How do you apply that to Hashem? Something that Hashem can't do by himself. And he needs help. What's going on? So one of the Pirushim on the Gemara, this Pirush called the Tzlach, written by the famous Noida B'Yehuda. So the Tzlach answers, he says, you want to know who the Eibishter is davening to? He's davening to us. We daven to the Eibishter, and the Eibishter davens to us. And what does the Eibishter daven for?
Do tshuva.
He wants us to do tshuva. He wants us to act properly. He wants us to act in a way that that we should cause, that Hashem should have a ratzon towards us. He wants us to act in a way that should be that Sheikh B'Shur Rachmi is Kasi. And he's begging it of us. Why is he davening to us? Why is he begging of us? Because Akil B'dei Shamayim Chutz M'yireh Shamayim. And the Eibishter can't control our behavior. Talk about the idea of the Eibishter's Kaviyachal, who's a vulnerability. The Eibishter made himself vulnerable. And the Eibishter put his fate in our hands. And he tells us, I'm putting you on this world, and I want you to know, I need you and I want you to do mitzvahs. I need you and I want you to stay away from averos. I need you and I want you to do mitzvahs because my desire is to have a dir b'tachtoinu. I need you and I want you to stay away from averos because when you do an avera, you're hurting me. You're causing a galus hashchina. And the Eibishter is davening to us. L'mi mispala, my matzli, what the Eibishter is pasha davening, saying, please, based tefillah. And as he says, the Tzlach then says, what does based tefillah mean? That the only place we daven is in Beis Hamikdash? No, he's saying that any tefillah that a Yid says is tefillah. It's the Eibishter's tefillah. The Eibishter is the same thing. We want that the Eibishter should give us everything and should be good to us. And the Eibishter says, I want the exact same thing. Do mitzvahs, don't do averos. Whatever you want is what I want. But the Eibishter can't do it himself.